Hello darlings, it's me, Christine Diamore, and today I am bringing you back to the old days where this used to be a Storytime channel. You guys are wondering what the heck I'm talking about. Before we were the Diamore Family channel, it was just little old me on here sharing stories about my messed up childhood. I've lived a very interesting life since I was a very young kid, so if you either want to catch up on those story times or if you want to just take a trip down Christine's memory lane, go ahead and click the playlist down below. So are you guys ready for the first story time since 2017? I know I am. Buckle up darlings, because we are going all the way back to the year of 2004, the year my son Lex was born. Now, you may think that just because I became a teen mom, I would have completely stopped the lollygag and the hoo-ha and the she-shining. However, that is not the case, my friend. That is not the case. Oh, I lollygag, I hoo-ha, and I even she-shine. I can't take myself seriously. Being a young mom, yes, made me a better person and more responsible, but at the end of the day, I was still 16. The summer after Lex was born, my parents wanted all of us to go visit my aunt and my cousins in Vegas, where they lived. So naturally, my two teen cousins and I decided that we wanted to go to a club when our parents were distracted. We were teenagers, not legal, and not one of us had a state-issued ID or driver's license. However, we were children of military dads, and the only ID we had was something called a military ID, which allowed us to go into any military base, use their facilities such as the gym, movie theater, hospital, access to their discount stores, etc. So I grew up in Sassoon City / Fairfield, California, which is right where Travis Air Force Base still stands. So my cousin Lee and I were always going on base to use the gym or to go eat. So this military ID was just something that we used in our daily lives, which was perfect for us because it was a perfectly acceptable form of ID to go wherever we wanted to go. However, our age was not. So going back to my two cousins, Lee and Michelle, which Michelle is the one who lived in Vegas, even to this day, and funny enough, is now a police officer there. So the three of us got dressed up, beat our face with so much makeup, it just looked like we were ready for a night out in Vegas, as 16-year-olds tend to do. But we couldn't figure out how we would get into a club. So I took one long look at my military ID and my wheels started turning. This ID was a laminate kind of ID that was a piece of card underneath, which had a plastic laminate that was folded over it and heat pressed. So I thought to myself, if somehow I can lift the laminate off, we can print out a new birth year, lay it on top of the old birth year, and heat laminate it shut to seal it. And so my friends, we printed out the exact font with the exact size to match the ID with our new birthdays and created our newfound identities. As an adult, I'm impressed by that idea to this day. Not that I condone that kind of behavior, please don't do it because you can seriously go to jail. All I'm saying was that the idea was innovative. I mean, you're talking to the girl that once did not have an eraser in the 90s and decided to wrap a rubber band around my pencil, discovered that it actually erased lead on my homework. The idea, very Leonardo DiCaprio and Catch Me If You Can, but please don't do it. Once we had our IDs, we were suddenly 18 and ready to hit the town. So we took a taxi and asked the cab driver to take somewhere that allowed 18-year-olds in. Dropped us off in front of a club. Our IDs worked brilliantly and we were escorted to this lounge area. And now that we actually got into the club, our 16-year-old asses who thought we were so grown up had no idea what we were supposed to do now that we actually got into this situation. Now we were thrown into this adult nightlife environment and the three of us kind of just sat there uncomfortably looking around and everybody's in their zone, drinking at the bar, mingling. At this point, the most partying we had ever done was watching our Filipino aunties drunk karaokeing at Christmas parties. This was now Las Vegas, the adult playground. Imagine through our 16-year-old eyes, loud music, people screaming, people looking for their next hookup for the night. So naturally, we got very uncomfortable and then we left. All still while thinking that that was a pretty cool, crazy experience to even just sit there. So we ended up getting another taxi to see if maybe we can just try another club. Maybe we'll be more comfortable this time. Let's give it another shot. Heck, maybe this time we'll even dance. So the next cab driver was a little sketchy, I guess you could say, but he ended up recommending a club for us. So he dropped us off, and now this club looked way more luxurious and was just a lot fancier and had this like grand entrance and driveway. So we got out of the cab and the driver said to us, "I'll wait here to see if you don't like it in case you want to go somewhere else." We're like, okay. So we turned to the club, walked into the entryway, and my cousins and I literally went pale in shock. Before us we witnessed bare naked women dancing in cages, colored lights hitting their bodies, loud music. And at that moment, my friends, we were looking inside our very first strip club. And this was in the early 2000s where nudity was way more taboo than it is now. Shocking. Today nudity is like nothing. Back then, before the era of nudity being seen as an art, you rarely saw a naked body, if ever, for that matter, honestly. So it was just like way more innocent for teens back then, let's just say. So just try to imagine our perspectives. So we ran out of there like scared little girls and burst into laughter in the taxi, and we decided to just get dropped off at the strip and just walk around and go home. But once our Vegas vacation was over, was that the last time I used my fake ID? No siree. Once I returned home, I did end up using my fake ID for other things, such as getting a belly button piercing, and yes, the classic early 2000s tongue ring, which was heavily inspired by the movie 13. You guys remember that movie? Lex actually ended up going to the middle school that it was filmed at. Shout out Portola Middle School. So this tongue ring, which was so painful, my Filipino grandma ended up seeing it when I was talking and she freaked out, so I took it out and I still have like a scar on my tongue from the time that I once had a tongue ring for a week. That pretty much wraps up the story of how I made my fake ID when I was a teen, and if you guys enjoyed this video and want me to share more story times, let me know, even if they're like mini story times. I do have a ton more stories, but there's reasons why I haven't shared it after all these years of being here. The comfort level has to go up a lot more. Let me just put it that way. But if you guys want more videos, even if they're like little random mini story times that you guys want to just listen to quickly while you're like getting ready, doing your makeup or driving somewhere, let me know and I'll do those little minis. I know as a YouTuber, we tend to overthink things, and you probably hear it from a lot of other YouTubers not knowing whether we should upload on this channel or make a new channel. I want to know, do you guys mind me making these kind of videos on our channel and just making this kind of like a combined channel of the old and the new? Or should I just make this channel more family content and then just create a whole nother thing? I've heard so many YouTubers repeat this. I always think that they're overthinking things, and now I'm doing the same thing. But regardless, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, darling. I really missed making these storytime videos. I really missed the one-on-one connection that I made with you guys in the past. And now that Lex is growing up, we're kind of experiencing what a lot of family channels are going to eventually experience later down the road, where their kids move out and their kids are growing up. So what do? I'm at that point. I'm giving them all like a little preview of what's to come. I don't have any more kids, so if you guys don't know, I'm figuring out my own path right now since Lex is growing up and doing his own thing. So I am getting into acting again. Some of you guys probably already know that from my previous videos and like announcements on my social media. I'll be taking you guys on all of my journeys this coming 2023. So excited to continue bringing you videos, whether it's going to be just my videos, you know, kind of the old mixed in with like the new videos with family. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys haven't already joined our Dear More Darling family, go ahead and do so by hitting the subscribe button down below and hit the notification button as well so you never miss a video. Go ahead and follow us on social media. We'll have all of our links right here and listed down below as well. As always, I love you darlings very much, and I will talk to you later. Love you darlings. Bye. Mwah.